The third floor of Underworld Recollections were a bit tougher already, at least for me, even though we were like 4-starred. Because on the second floor of the third level, we didn't get everything, and in fact, we started losing some units. And from then onwards, unless I refreshed the shop, I couldn't start fighting with positive expectation. Positive expectation means that you get more rewards by fighting than the cost of reviving these units. And the issue is that you see that I started losing units left and right. For example, Beholder, for example, Regnant Pirate. So in this case I start respawning. I'll check Hellhound. You see, we cannot respawn Hellhound anymore. We don't have any more respawns. So this means that all we can do is just get new units. And then it's a good question, we have 85 of this currency left. If I cannot beat the opponent, in that case it's over. Because, yeah, I can buy a couple of units. Maybe it's worth doing it right now. But if I don't win the next one, then it's over. Now, unit damage by 50%, is it something that is worth doing or worth buying? Or is it Medusa that is worth buying? That's another good question. I would say that I will risk buying this. And this is a risk, a calculated risk. Because now I can deactivate some nonsense. Defensive falls below 60%, there is a 50% chance of summoning units. Give me a break, no. Magic arrow once every 20 seconds, archer units. But do I have archer units? No. So, yeah, this is why getting that level 5 weapon, this one, is important. And now we have a chance to do something else. Friendly units HP falls below 60%, unit damage reduction 30%, 20% of max HP restored. Amazing. And now we have 5 check marks. The number 3, number 5 and these are there. And let's try one attempt. It's a Conflux opponent with Sandro, that's a bit weird. So sure enough, I have 3 casters. Isn't this horrible already? I cannot revive anyone. I have this useless defender unit. Let's try with the new weapon, just in case, because that weapon is amazing. And if I see that the battle is not working in a way it should, and I have no indication of seeing this yet, then I'll just cancel the battle, but you see that it's already not that straightforward. What I want is to fight an easier battle. This seems to be somewhat easier, possibly, than the final one. And if I win, finally the devil would cast. So if I win, which is the case, I will start risking the final boss straight away. But before going to the final boss, I'll increase my chances because I went up to 50. Now, Archer, we don't have Archer, but I could add the Medusa. And now we have an Archer actually. So I'll increase my chances with like unit diversity. And we'll add this Medusa unit. Charging units, dead. They are dead. And if we win, then that was it. That was the third level. If we lose, I think I have to restart the whole level, and this attempt was just a failed attempt. But I think we have a good chance of winning. A very good chance of winning. In fact, looking at the current status, I can just fast forward. And there you go. Maybe I was just a bit too worried because this 4-star level 100 battles take a bit longer than what I'm used to. So now that we're ready, 3rd floor, the 3rd level is done. I haven't shown you what is going on with these extra tokens. You go to Wandering Bard, and there you can see the extra, these things. So the first 3 at least. They got unlocked. Once you complete them, you get some rewards. First complete reward. Complete the puzzle to unlock the story. I would prefer the rewards first, but... Yeah. And what is this? Random orange Holy Emblem plaque. This is what we want. Not random, but at least orange. I thought it was a hero pack, but we're not getting heroes. So, you see, the problem with this event, and constructive criticism, it happens once a year if I'm not mistaken. It takes so much useless, repetitive time to go through everything. For a while, it's interesting to get like new buffs, new heroes, new spells, new whatever. But after a while, it's just repetitive, straight up repetitive. And the rewards themselves, I mean, I can live without most of these rewards. And that's another problem, that I will calculate their utility value. Seems like Eternity Adamant is really cheap. I told you about this already. But it's not something that I would... Not like a 3rd generational hero. That's another issue. Anyway, we got 10 of this currency. You see that we cannot do much with this hero. And then it's possible to start unlocking other heroes, like whichever heroes. Now, right now, it's pointless to unlock anyone, because you're not gonna go to battle with any of the other heroes unless you 4-star them. So first, collect the currencies and then it's possible. Regarding the battlefield, you see that we have 10 attempts because I purchased 5. These are gonna accumulate, so this means that we don't have to sweep right now. The more we sweep, I don't know the exact prices, the exact currencies, but they should increase in price, so you will want to sweep level 10, not level 4. So that's the idea. And then we're going to level 4, you see it's starting again. Floor 1 of level 4. And it's still 800. Fortunately, we're 4-starred already, but we have no spells. And the usual. So, why do I have to go through these question marks? You know, they could be unlocked straight away. It's like pointless. All of them are fights, by the way. I don't even have 8 units. It's pointless. And then finally we got growth 2. 2 is better than 1, so it's something. I don't even have time to read all this because I'm busy clicking the question marks. This is the problem with this event. There are too many of these question marks. And yeah, these count. These are important. Death Ripple. Finally, I can experiment with Death Ripple. I love it. At least. I'm not sure if it's changed since last year or the year before. It's possible that it changed. But you see, you still only have 1 spell. What is this? Miracle Excitement 2 or any of these. I don't even know why we have this Flatland Arts. It looks like a useless spell to me right now, but I'm learning this game mode, you see. So these are the difficulties. And now we've discovered level 1, fine. And we didn't get any discount, so okay, let's go to the store and let's see what we can get. And then you can spend 185. Sure enough, as soon as we have that ripple, the question is it worth doing this in a way that you have a defensive unit that is an Inferno unit and then you get a devil summoned? I don't know. Is the Ice Demon worth it right now? Looks like it because it's, you know, a strong unit. You see that we're getting stronger units. I don't even have an 8th unit yet. So sure enough, in this case, what do? It's a usual formation. This is not the fight that we want. I can see it straight away. 4 chargers, give me a break. But then the other fight that unlocks the question mark is this one. This is a lot more friendly. So we have one defender, two defenders, stronger defender is there. Actually, we have a third defender that is really weak. So it's not even an optimal formation. Was the archer? Yeah. Not a bad opponent stack. I have a dilemma with this unit. If I place it here, then I might die. If I place it here or here, rather here, it's protected, but we have to first make sure to eliminate the opponent. So that's the idea. We're missing the back row. So obviously Ice Demon is an excellent addition. Worth purchasing. At a discount especially, but we cannot know if we will ever get a discount in that last question mark. So buy the item, fine. And what else? Growth 1. Doesn't look promising. Jealousy. 40% chance of dealing additional 20% damage. I mean, each time with a critical hit. If I have 5 relics, then the answer is no. If I don't, and right now I don't, then anything helps. So you see, and this is already level 4, and here we have a lot stronger units. These are 2 defensive units. You either need one or the other, but not both. And that's it, I guess. And then before the first fight, as usual, assign the spells. Whichever. Units are already there. Relics are selected. And now we can check out if we did our homework correctly. Hopefully with this unit we did, but it's always difficult. And this should be quite easy, by the way, based on the strength of the opponent. It seems like that in later levels you get that triple. Do we need any domain activation, or is it automatic? It looks like that we have the battlefield changed to some ice. But you see, this is really complicated because the opponent can damage us a lot. So this game mode is still a big riddle to me. Maybe I'm just a bit too paranoid and it's a walk in the park until the very end. But the fact that it makes us so insecure. So it makes this game mode makes the players insecure. Because what do you want? Obviously, go to the boss straight away. By the way, that question mark was used as battle the boss and beat the boss and then go to the next level. But no, we cannot afford to do that. That's the big problem. We cannot afford to do that because as soon as I go to the next level, all the previous fights will never give me currency. And it's possible that we'll fail just because of that. So, you know, after beating the boss, and I'm showing, like, most likely I'm gonna beat the boss without problems. If not, then I will just cancel. Yeah, this is a really problematic opponent, but you see we got the devil unlocked. So Sandro is good that because he unlocks the devil straight away. Or it's our death triple, I don't know. Maybe it's us. And ooh, we lost 3 units. Oh, I didn't calculate with that, and we lost a nightmare. So at this stage, what do you do? Go to the next level and buy more units, or stay here, collect some more currency, and then go to the next level. Because I should have purchased at least growth 1. Now I have a chance to get a better formation. 2 defensive units are still there. Lost a charger, a tanner unit, and a nightmare that is an excellent unit. Excellent defensive unit. So most likely the nightmare will be revived. That's fine. But we're looking for 2 back row units and some front row units. But none of them are Inferno. So at this stage I don't want to refresh, but if I want to continue in this level, I will have to refresh and also potentially revive the nightmare. I'm not seeing Lizardman as like a 20 or unit, but I don't have a choice. That's an issue. I don't have a choice, and now we have at least 2 archers, and we're missing 2 more units. This is a weak defender, by the way. So we're missing 2 units, which means that in order to make progress here, I'll have to refresh. But if I refresh, I give up on these. But I have the Inferno unit, and a 40 defender, maybe it's not the defender that we're looking for, although Stone Elemental is always amazing. So you see, in that case we refresh, fine. And then we have 85 units. I will want this frenzied attack. And then what do you buy? Not sure if you can get duplicated units, I might test that. You buy this unit. Possible. I will want these 2 relics though. So now the back row is complete. And then what am I gonna use for the front row? So this is fine, but what's in the front row? Should I revive the nightmare? But then I will have a 3rd defender. So you see, these are always difficult choices. I cannot refresh this because right now I don't have any serious attacker or charger. I cannot revive. Oh, actually we have 0 response. It's even worse. I thought I have at least 1 respawn. Then I'll have to buy a unit. But if I buy a unit, which one should it be? It cannot be a back row unit, because we don't have 3 defenders. And if it's not a back row unit, it's a defender, but it's not gonna be the imp in that case. It has to be the nightmare. So I'm buying the nightmare and I hope to make some progress. And I'll activate whatever relics I'll have. And whatever spells I have. And we only have 2 spells right now. Which means that effectively we're rendered quite bad in a battle, a real battle. So this is the difficulty. Okay, let's see this unit. At least they don't have the 4 charger setup, which is always at least a small relief. And you see, that's the new formation. We have less Inferno units. I want Inferno units as defense. And on this level we will never get a revival. So these are the difficulties. Now, it's always possible to restart the whole game. Yeah, I made a mistake by attacking the boss straight away when I was weaker than I should have been. And you see, it may be the death ripple that is so problematic. And we got 1 death again. So now we just have 7 units. Because the imp managed to die. Fortunately, this time I could get the imp. But I'm not seeing how in some previous versions you just place an imp in there with Death Ripple and then everything is fine. No, nothing will be fine. So at this stage I might have to give up on my dream of collecting those 2 extra relics. And this is when you have a quite unfortunate formation, because what do you do now? No response, there were never any response, no currency, no new units, not enough relics. So this means that whenever we play, for example now, we have a chance of losing a unit. Now obviously I'll avoid charging units, I'll avoid aerial damage, I'll avoid strong opponents, and I can pray that Death Ripple, which just happened, doesn't damage my units. and the devils damaged my units before we get another death ripple. Okay, I might even need to play this like manually. You see. Because I don't want another death ripple to be cast. That's the issue. And yes, now we have 45, but we need like 35 more to get just the relic. And we're fighting for the relic. So yeah, it's exciting, but it's also boring at the same time. I love these types of formations though, where the opponents are kind of weak. The opponent formations are bad. So you see, we'll soon get Death Ripple. Fine. And now I don't want more Death Ripples, because then what happens? The first Death Ripple is enough. So yeah, we got this one. I cannot afford to get another Death Ripple, otherwise... This is a friendly unit, okay. So it's for us. This is for opponents. Good that it's written in there, like what is where. Maybe I can do a Death Ripple now, but actually one of our units is kind of weak. So you see, unfortunately it's even worse than I thought. Because now we have to execute these fights manually. It's even worse. And until I get 80 currency, we're not gonna get the relic. And I'm afraid of doing a second Death Ripple, because only the first time matters. Now let's see, what are these opponents? Wood Elf, okay. Maybe staying at the bottom helps. Like staying together and then going upwards. I'm not sure about it though. We would need to see prioritization. First we auto battle until the first Death Ripple is cast. I cannot afford a second Death Ripple though. It's good to experiment with Death Ripple initially. Okay, now auto battle is off. And I'll execute manually at least until I'm healed. Yeah. The Rangers have to be... I don't even see my own units. That's another problem. And no way I'm using that Ripple now. Finally. We're somewhere here. Yeah, I need to increase the attack of the crate. That's obvious. Oh, we have some more Wood Elves. So you see, how much time does this take? And I cannot even fast forward or this because I cannot tell the game don't use that ripple anymore. So we have to execute this manually. I'll try a second Death Ripple once we get a full health, but you saw that one of my range units had half a health. So now, sure enough, I need to start thinking about other options. Fortunately, some of these are good. And what's even worse is I have to defend the defender because it's so weak. Because I cannot afford to lose more units. Crazy, isn't it? First auto battle. 4x speed is not fast enough, it seems. Yeah, I'm afraid already, of course. Not because of the opponent, but because of my own death repel spell. That's the issue. And now I have to execute manually. I rarely ever did that in the past. It seems like now I have to. That is, the ranged units are gone. And you see our units. This unit won't survive another death repel. At least that's what I can see. Okay, own units, opponent units, there you go. And no more death repel. I just cannot afford this. But at least we got the devil, that helps. A bit. So you have setups like this. Of course I don't like this game mode. Like, imagine what would happen if you had multiple accounts. It's horrible. 30 of these levels, like hundreds of fights. All this on the first day so that you can sweep enough. It's like a... I'm not saying it's a full-time job, but it's a part-time job right now. Let's see, what does this do? Unit damage. Okay. What about this? Now, this is better for crate, I guess. Or is it just for archers? It may happen that it's just for archers. So, at least we have this. It's not an either or, because we were unlucky, we got so many fights. All of these are fights. I won't even be able to save much currency for the next level. We know this is a difficult one. Let's see this. This is a too much, evidently too much. No wonder that Chronicles is keep on rotating Chronicles, but not this one, because there are the limits of this game mode. It's really interesting on some level, and it's really taxing on another level. But at least I have a chance to experiment with the death repel. Come on, death repel. Now there is death repel. A huge amount of damage dealt. And from now on, I won't be able to deal more damage. Our mana points are really bad. Oh, we couldn't even fully defeat the elementals. Anyway, great. And now this one. It's good to know that if you hold down the mouse button on an emulator or you tap, then you see what the spell actually does. So whether it's effective on the opponent or whether it's effective on you. Come on. Tough one. And no wonder that I'm not worrying about rewards yet. I'm worrying about completing all this mess. And just imagine I have another account. 2 accounts in total. And I'm not even halfway through the first account. That's dangerous. Yeah, I'll skip these ones. I think it's best to skip the charging ones. Here we only have 2 chargers. The bottom one is the sprite. Remember that. I think this is hardcore. Oh no, actually we have 4 chargers here too. Okay, best is to skip this. Yeah, these are easier. So make progress whenever you can, and if you lose the second or the third battle, then the mistake was made in the first one. That's important. Okay, auto execution until that ripple comes. Yeah, I don't mind about the opponent, I mind about my own death ripple spell. There you go. Now auto combat is off. And we'll have to wait. Now. Yeah, 24 spell points, it takes a while. This time I targeted the front row. I'm just experimenting because previously I targeted the ranged units, but the devil is doing a good enough job without me as well. So maybe we're just fine. We'll see. And I cannot afford a death triple. Look at the health of all the other units. Maybe we just survive without any spells and I can fast forward. That's also a possibility. And now with 40, it's possible to get another spell. Frozen Arrow. If you don't have anything better, it's better than nothing. And I can choose between this and to get 80. And then with the 80 we can get the other relic that can be equipped straight away. But if it's not the relic, then it's the spell. And if it's not the spell, then we carry this over to the next level. These kind of difficult decisions are there. So first auto combat. I have chance for exactly one death ripple. Now it's also possible to get just defensive units and let the devil do all the job. Okay, death ripple, fine. Now no more death ripple. And I only have 3 spells. Now I'll work on the back row. And why aren't we healed? Now I'm healed, okay. Now I'm healed according to the map, but you see the green energy. Like a lot of my units have half energy, and some of these units at the bottom have hardly any energy. So I'll have to have them as well, as much as possible. Because you see, they're about to die, these units. So it's not a walk in the park, it's really difficult, and I already had to execute manually. Which means that something is really wrong. Now let's see, yeah, they have the 4 charges set up. I'm skipping this. And what about this one? This is a normal setup, it should be doable. So with the chargers though, it's difficult because if I lose these units, then I don't have any revives. So this is the last battle. At least on the first floor. This is the hardest first floor I have seen, like ever. Oh, auto. Oh, and again, I have to concentrate on these units so that they don't die. Okay, in this case, the best bet that we have is that was it. We'll leave these units be. I won't be able to do much with these 70. I mean, Frost Ring, maybe. I don't need any of these units. Okay, let me get Frost Ring. And carry over 30. So, at least I have some chance of doing something else. And now go to the second floor. The point in this video is not that I illustrate everything from start to finish. The point is how you tackle difficult situations, and this is just the 4th difficulty level. I got a new relic, yeah. At least we have now enough spells to execute on. Okay, I have no idea what Flatland Arts is. Still, I've never used it. But, what is this? Exploding Arrow 2. Where are we? Here. So, Exploding Arrow 2. It's possible to cancel. And if you see that there is no Exploding Arrow, 1, 3 or whatever, then it's possible to select it. Don't select duplicated stuff. And now the next problem is that we'll have to fight sooner or later. And the reason is that there will be an event where you need 20. Was that this currency? Shield number 6. Friendly units damage reduction by 50%. All units blind decrease their unit damage by 20%. Of course one of these, but I'll go for the weapon, because this is not an ordinary weapon. So if there is some nonsense, like jealousy, although it's not nonsense, it's just average. What is this? HP below 30% chance that shield 15% of their max HP lasts 20 seconds. I think we're better off with 50% damage reduction overall. And what is this? HP below 30%, 80% chance of increasing damage and life drain by 20% for 20 seconds. So we fall with a blast. Yeah, if there is something better. Archer units, so it's not just the archer, but all the unit types. Yeah, exploding arrow. This is because of the crate. I prioritize crate. Okay. And you see how difficult this is. We'll have to win as many of these fights as possible. And we'll come back here later once you get enough currency. And you see there are no... Yeah, what's this? Revival. This is good. At least better than Frantic, I think. Yeah, and this is when we have to do a fight. So no matter what we have. Place a stronger unit to the top. Or maybe activate the spells before. Don't forget about activating the spells. As if it mattered. What does this do? Okay. And now comes the difficulty. Why are things so slow, by the way? I'm at 4x speed. Maybe it's the animations. Although, this emulator is really strong, in theory. You see now it's speeding up a bit. I'll double check if the emulator settings are correct. Are spells working at all? Maybe it's randomly dealing the spells and it's neglecting that trip also. Not sure what happens. I will win either way, so I will just double check. You know what? Yeah, this is fine. Complications. This was the idea, that we also get the currency to unlock this. And then there is a spell. And then you can unlock this. And now the field has been discovered. And just look at this. This is just level 2. Or floor 2 of level 4. I don't have an illusion that I'm gonna win, most likely. It's just how much time would it take to take out all these opponents? Let's see. So imagine that I want to collect what with died? 2 units died. So okay, it will take a lot longer than I originally thought, because it's not possible to do it in auto combat. So I will stop the recording here and now. Because it's boring, you know, executing everything manually so that you don't lose your units and do that triple exactly once, but not twice, not 0 times once. So far, otherwise I lose my units on autopilot. So good luck with this event. If I find a better strategy, I don't think so, because this event is for 4 days and I have other things to do. But if I find a better strategy, or someone tells me a better strategy, I'll follow it and I'll let you know.